Hello everybody, Austin Parkinson here as you can see, and welcome to a new segment on my channel known as Plotholes, where I pick one major plot hole in a movie, a TV show, or an anime, or anything like that, that if the creators have noticed, said movie, TV show, book, or etc. wouldn't have even existed. So what am I gonna do for this one? I'm actually gonna tackle a movie that the Nostalgia Critic did a review on. Which one? He's done so many. Well, it's actually Alien Resurrection. Now, my theory with this is he didn't mention it because he thought it's kind of a no-brainer, but he probably just wanted to focus on all the other ones. Because there were a lot of mistakes in that movie. So, what would the number one thing be? Well, for those who have never seen the movie before, let me explain. Alien Resurrection is the fourth movie in the Aliens line after Aliens 3, because apparently no one was satisfied with the supposed last ending. So, they made a fourth one. Now, here's the premise of the fourth one. 200 years after Ridley has passed, scientists resurrect her so they can take the alien that was implanted in her out and resurrect it. Need I say more? Okay, first off, if you're gonna resurrect somebody, okay, but just to do it to bring back something that was implanted in them, that's kind of messed up. Two, the thing that they do resurrect has killed countless people, is in this movie universe's lore the most dangerous, the most vicious alien species ever. Thirdly, what the heck's wrong with you, you morons? I mean, to quote the Nostalgia Critic from his review of the movie, yeah, a lot has changed, but dumb is still dumb. Really? None of you brilliant scientists from 200 years into the future have ever thought that, maybe bringing back a psychotic killing alien species that has killed many people, just so we can bring it back and study it, maybe that's a dumb idea. And, kind of a spoiler, they don't have any security to guard these incredibly dangerous aliens. They don't have acid-proof cells to keep them from escaping. And they brought back they brought back a species that everyone should have known, which means they shouldn't have brought it back because they know how vicious they were. Why would you study them? In fact, if you're resurrecting them, that means they died off. Why would you bring them back if you know how evil they were? That doesn't make any sense at all. Oh my god. But I will say this. It might have actually given us an unofficial origin for Slimer from Ghostbusters. Now, hear me out. The alien that was implanted in Ridley was a queen. So, later in the movie, spoiler alert by the way, but I don't really care, so moving on. So, when the queen captures Ridley, which causes the queen to create a new species of alien that kind of looks like green slime, a Nickelodeon green slime version of one of the aliens, just with a human nose, skull piece, and big puppy dog eyes, and a disturbingly long tongue. Yeah, so after Nickelodeon slime alien literally rips the queen's face in half, all the survivors of the ship get onto an escape pod and head for her. Head for Earth. Wow, I really need to slow down when I talk. So, and of course, it sneaks aboard. So, how do we deal with this? Ridley cuts her hand and uses her acid blood to put a hole in the window. Which, for some... Oh, I forgot to mention, the alien inside of her and the original Ridley's DNA have fused, making this Ridley different than her predecessors. With that said, moving on. So yeah, the alien literally gets sucked out. And this is why I say this might be the unofficial origins of Slimer. Because I'm aware that, according to the original Ghostbusters creators, Slimer is what they would imagine the ghost of John Belushi would be like, but think about it. Slimer, as well as that alien goo hybrid, have giant eyes, are supernatural beings, one's an alien, the other's a ghost, have disturbingly long tongues, and are slime. That's 4. And they're practically a couple of shades off from being the same color. So yeah, that's 5. 5 similarities between 2 different creatures from 2 different franchises. Coincidence? Probably. And I'm probably just reading too much into this. Anyway, so that's all for this episode. And if you have a movie, book, comic, anime, cartoon, or whatever that you want to see here on Plotholes, do me a favor and mention it in the comments below, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. With that said, I'm Austin Parkinson, and I can't think of an ending for this episode. I can't think of anything else. Okay, don't know why I did that. Moving on.